Hey guys, Josh and Chris here with another edition of the Brothers Void, and we've got a special edition tonight. We've got our friend Keith Gibbs here, and Keith is the head of the Fayetteville Comic Con. He runs the Fayetteville Comic Con, gets everything set up and ready to go, and it's coming up really soon. So we wanted to kind of talk with Keith and let you guys get some idea of what it's going to be like and why you should be there. So hey Keith, nice to have you. You want to
Hey
kind of
guys, Brothers Boyd, how are you? Big fan, love everything you're doing. I'm really excited about you guys having an opportunity to come join us at Fayetteville Comic Con October 15th and 16th at the Crown Expo Center in Fayetteville.
Awesome, awesome. We are excited to be there. This is our first one, not our first con, but our first one in Fayetteville as the channel, and we're excited about recording and putting out some great video and letting people see who can't come, which everyone should come. Maybe it'll entice them to come next year. Hopefully they'll be there this year. Hopefully this video will help. What kind of things can they expect to see when they get there, Keith?
Well, like I said, we're excited to have you join us for the first time. This is actually technically our 10th Comic Con.
Nice.
We've started with a one-day show in 2015. Michael Choudhury, my business partner, had founded Con, recognized that there was an unserviced need for fans of comics and movies and pop culture and horror and wrestling in Fayetteville. As everybody here watching may know or may not know, Fayetteville, North Carolina is the home of Fort Bragg, the largest single piece of military property on the face of the planet. A great working class community, and just with people's requirements to kind of stay local, stay on base, or stay near base. A lot of those fans couldn't make it to bigger shows. So in 2015, did a one-day show that went off very well, and we followed that with two-day weekend shows in 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019. Our fifth show was our biggest ever. We hit that magic 10,000 person attendee mark at the Crown Expo Center there in Fayetteville. We made plans, incorporated as a business, to switch to 2 shows a year, and then the world shut down. So in 2020, that was 5 shows. In 2020, we did successfully host our first fully virtual show. In June of that year, we were able to put together about 8 hours of consistent online programming with great guests like Veronica Taylor, the original voice of Pokey, Ash Ketchum from Pokemon, Jake the Snake Roberts joined us as a wrestling guest. We had Power Rangers, we had comic artists. But then as things started to come back open, we were the first show in the Southeast to actually come back and put on a 2-day show in 2019. So we did 2 shows in 2021. So we did 2 shows last year. We had 1 show this past April. So as all that counts up, this is actually Fayetteville Comic Con 10.
Nice, very nice.
And it's going to be the biggest one yet, at least as far as what we're offering. And obviously, we hope that we get back to those pre-pandemic levels. But we have over 35 confirmed guests from all sorts of different pop culture franchises and comic creators. Real excited to have Billy Tucci, the original creator of the character She, and just a very successful independent comic artist. I'm very excited to have Brett Breeding, great both DC and Marvel artist, but he was the co-creator of the character Doomsday in that Death of Superman series that you may know, as well as Graham Nolan, who's the co-creator of Bane from that classic Nightfall. So Superman's one of Superman's greatest enemies and one of Batman's greatest enemies. We got those co-creators coming, but we also have other great comic guests. Brian Shear, who does some amazing work in the G.I. Joe franchise. Jason Keith, who's been a Marvel colorist exclusively for 15 years. Eric Klaus, a local North Carolina, and his Ninjas and Robots franchise. Rob POTCHAK of Keen Spot Entertainment with his junior high horrors, as well as Noah Salt, an amazing cover artist who did a lot of work on that recent run with Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, Ben Bishop of The Last Ronin. So from a comic book standpoint, we're a comic book centric show. We are really well represented there. And I'm also excited that Noah has given us an exclusive print for this show. Arthur Soydum, the King of Marvel Zombies, has provided a bunch of signed comics that we're giving out as raffles and VIP prizes. And Highburn Studios with Michael Watkins and his crew, Essential Studios, who does great work, and really excited to have Two Land Comics back Sunday only. But their character is very focused on kids and anti-bullying. So we're real excited about just our slate of comic guests. So I see a lot of comic books on you guys. So I know that's one thing you guys must be interested in.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah, we love to read comics, and that's where the love of the channel came, and how we kind of came up with the channel. We started out talking about comics, but we've branched out, and we do review like the shows and movies. We're actually reviewing Andor every week as it comes out, and
yeah, I'm excited. That hits my start to watch list tomorrow.
right. Yeah. So far, it's just great. Been a really good show. We've been reviewing She-Hulk every week. I've enjoyed that. I'm a big She-Hulk fan. So, and
I think after this, I'm going to go watch the most recent episode that came out today. Right?
Yeah, that's where we're headed next too. As a matter of fact, we got to get that down so we can do our review. But I just
you mentioned Andor, so I assume you gentlemen are, and your audience are probably fans of the Star Wars franchise. So I'm excited that we have some great guests that are joining us that have those Star Wars tie-ins. I know I already mentioned Jason Keith, who's done a lot of cover work on the Star Wars Darth Vader comic book series, but we have Demetrius Plashevsky, who was the suit actor for Darth Vader in the most recent Obi-Wan series on Disney Plus. That role was shared by 4X. They obviously brought James Earl back for the voice. Hayden had a couple faces. Tom O'Connell did the lightsaber battles. But if you want a big, strong guy that moves like a Sith Lord, Demetrius is your guy. He's an amazing Ukrainian ex-circus performer, now just amazing actor and stuntman. Bai Ling, who not a lot of people know had some scenes in episode 3 Revenge of the Sith that were cut, but made it back into the DVD release, will be joining us. Marc did a lot of the audiobooks, the Star Wars audiobooks. So there's just a whole bunch of tie-ins. Plus we'll have the 501st and the Rebel Legion joining us.
Nice.
So we definitely have a whole lot of our Star Wars fandom represented very well. And I believe that one of our crossover guests, Mike Olasky, who you may know as Young Rocky from the Power Rangers franchise, one of our 3 Red Rangers that'll be joining us, also was a Tusken Raider in The Mandalorian. And I think he's actually going to be inducted into the 501st at our show, live on stage.
Yeah, my inner kid is excited to meet Selwyn Ward.
Oh, so and as well as Brennan Beha. We have Selwyn Ward, obviously both Red Ranger and also Blue Ranger in the Power Rangers in Space. But I'm excited that we have those 3 Red Rangers, first time they've ever all been together. But we're also going to be joined by Anne-Marie Crouch, who played Princess Shayla in Wild Force. She was supposed to join us back in this past spring, but she had some complications with some of her family medical issues related to the pandemic. But Dwayne Cameron, the Mercury Ranger, from Overdrive, is going to be back joining us, and not just talking about the Power Rangers franchise, but he just released a short film, 5-minute film called June, that is just killing it in all the film festivals. So we're a fan show for fans. We love creators.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah, we're super excited. I'm hoping to have a Darth Vader figure somewhere that I can get Demetrius to sign while I'm there. Also,
well, I know they'll be available. I mean, we kind of lucked out that real recently the Black Series Vader from Obi-Wan, the Funko Pop, the Hasbro 3 3 1/4 inch figure, plus the Darth Vader Obi-Wan helmet
Right. I'm
is
partial to
out.
those black series. I really love the way they look, and they look really good on the shelf behind you as well when you're.
Oh, well, I'll tell you, it not only is the shape of the box, this one a little cool because it has that one little front angle, but the finish on the chest plate and this is probably one of the best Vaders I think that the Star Wars Black Series has produced.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah, I'm super excited. Also, we know and we're really good friends with you're gonna have Karen Whitfield there as well.
Obviously, this will be Karen's third time with us. We were actually the first Comic-Con Karen ever did was
Nice.
Fayetteville Comic-Con. So
That's
she's a
awesome.
great friend of the show. I think I believe maybe you guys were just up in Richmond with her.
We were not in Richmond. We were in Greenville.
Actually, we met her in Greenville. And
Yep. And she was just up at Cosplay World in Richmond, but she will also be doing professional photo ops in her Bronze Age Batgirl costume at our show.
yeah, that's really awesome. We're so excited for that too. We met her in Greenville and had a really good conversation with her, and forgot to take a picture with her. So after when we did our interview, because we actually did an interview with her, she said make sure that we get pictures next time we're together. So we're excited.
Yeah. So if you're a fan of Batman, not only I already mentioned that we have Graham Nolan, who has done a lot of work on the Batman franchise for DC, including co-creator of Bane, Karen Whitfield, the Bronze Age Batgirl. I think you guys may have done a show with her or on her, so maybe your audience knows that she traveled with Burt Ward, and during the just post 66 Batman series with Adam West and Bat Ward, put out a great autobiography called Bat Driven West, which she'll have available at the show. But she'll be co-located with our friends, the Bat and the Cat Cosplay, as well as one of our great friends, Sarah C. of SEC Cosplay, who has built an entire Harley Quinn apartment, like the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey, and so all that kind of is going to be co-located over in our Bat Cave, Gotham Highway, whatever we want to call that. So your audience will definitely enjoy listening to Karen's stories, meeting Karen, one of the nicest people in the world. Just absolutely a great part of the fandom that just recently resurfaced a couple years ago, and she recognized that, hey, she had a story to tell.
Yeah, and the book is tremendously good. I read it.
Isn't it? It's awesome.
So fun to read.
Yeah.
And just being a fan of the 66 Batman like I was, and I mean, I wasn't alive when it happened, but of course, during the 70s, we got it on TV.
Oh, yeah.
So we just watched it, and still I could sit down today and just keep watching that show.
Oh, some of my favorite vehicles come from that show. That Batcopter in the it's just one of my absolute favorites.
Yeah.
And we'll be, since Sarah's put together a little Harley Quinn apartment, I went out and got a small little TV and a Blu-ray player, and I've got the 66 series, and we're just going to be running those just kind of on loop in there, just so people can kind of get that whole vibe.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. Let me ask you about the con as well. If somebody gets hungry while they're at the con, will there be food trucks and things there as well?
Absolutely. So we have at the Crown Expo Center does an amazing job of making sure that we bring in good, unique local food trucks, as well as the typical convention center fare at their concessions stand, as well as we have a full bar, a couple other small food vendors for desserts and things located. So it's easy to get in, it's easy to get fed. Free parking at the Crown Expo Center, which I always try to promote.
Free parking, yeah, because it does get expensive. It was $30 to park at the RBC when I saw Kiss a couple of years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the great things about Saturday with Marc Thompson, one of our voice actors who's done a lot of work in the Pokemon franchise. It's also Pokemon Go Community Day for October for Lithwick. And that community day runs from 3 to 5 is when everything kind of really pops. But so we're having a little bit of an event, some VIP meets, got exclusive art with Marc. But if people want to go out and do raids and stuff, they don't have to pay to come back and repark, and the area is kind of surrounded by gyms and Pokestops. So I think we're going to integrate our love of Pokemon Go into the show a little bit as well on Saturday as kind of a all things special.
Yeah,
Nice.
well,
Awesome. It's got to be pop culture.
Yep.
All the way around.
yeah.
So let me ask you guys. I saw that you lit up a little bit when I mentioned the last Ronin and the
Yes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle franchise. We got 3 voice actors from the 2003 run of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Nickelodeon. We have Wayne Grayson, who voiced Michelangelo. We have Greg Abbey, who voiced Raphael. And I already mentioned Marc, who voiced Casey Jones.
Nice.
So we have an exclusive piece done by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle artist Daryl Murphy, and a special VIP Ninja Pizza party at our Fayetteville After Dark, which starts at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., where local band Fear State will be playing with special guest Gigi Edgley, who was Chiana on Farscape,
Nice.
who will be lead singing with that band.
Nice. Very cool.
That's cool.
Very cool. Yeah, I saw that Gigi was going to be there. I'm kind of excited too. I've seen her on Farscape, but I know she's been to a couple of the Fayetteville cons. We just kind of didn't cross paths when we were there.
Yeah, she's definitely a friend of the show, and I think Gigi, just like every guest I've mentioned, Gigi epitomizes the culture that we try to have in Fayetteville. That we want our fans who come to have positive experiences with our invited guests. So we really try not to keep people back behind a table. We try not to get long lines like you'll see at other shows, which is fine. It's part of their experience. But we have a guest list of people that will come out from around the table. We'll walk the show floor. We'll participate in interactive things. Gigi performed a vow renewal ceremony last year when she was here for friends of ours. So it's just a big celebration of fan awesomeness.
Awesome. Let's touch on one more area too. We are really good friends, and we just met, but we've kind of become friends with Rob Kellum, who is the maestro. I believe he's going to be there as well as one of your wrestling guests.
Yep, I think he's coming with the 2-6 Academy.
Okay.
So the 2-6 Academy is a local wrestling school that promotes, not just in kids and young adults and older adults, fitness, citizenship. Good morality ethics are an amazing thing, just like any other, and I'm going to shift it into my big points with the martial arts tie-in this year. But the 2-6 Academy has done now 2 shows with us, live wrestling, and just are absolutely amazing. A lot of shows really do focus on bringing in, big name wrestlers from WCW, WCW stuff. But I'll tell you, we have a crew that puts on a show.
Good.
And so if you're a fan of wrestling, and if you're a fan of the heels and the gimmicks and the vows and stuff, this is definitely something you want to come in. And it's the ring's right out there on the main show floor. Matches held, every 30 minutes or so, plus a couple big, all-in Royal Rumbles that have incorporated cosplay themes in the past. Darth Vader, Thor, just some really, really awesome experiences. But we're also going to be joined by a legendary referee, Ernie Hardy, and Lisa Marie VARON will be back with us, as well as MONIQUE DUPREE from the House of Hardcore Raw Wrestling. But just, those guys have really become a key part of what makes Fayetteville as fun as it is.
Awesome. Right. And I know you mentioned Tuland earlier. What other indie comic people do you have coming in?
So I mentioned Essential Comics, Highburn Studios, Matthew Ashley. We have, and I don't know why I'm blanking. I got their logo in my mind, but they do Brother Panda. It's a nice, good indie comic. You read it. But we have probably 15 indie publishers or independent artists who have independently published comics as part of our artist alley.
Nice.
Awesome.
So just a real plus. We've also established our own art studio with CL Noir Studios, where we've brought in David Sorensen, Daryl Murphy, Joe Covis, Nick Grimm, Aaron Smith, all, a bunch of really, really good graphic artists, local graphic artists who have bonded together to kind of help each other become better, with our goal of ultimately producing our own comic book.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very cool.
We love the indie stuff. There's a lot of great indie creators out there.
Yeah. And we love to
And
give them the
one of those indie creators may soon be one of our featured guests, James Pax, who you may know as Lightning from Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
absolutely.
So James has an idea that he wants to publish a Shaolin Warriors type comic to tie in with a short series that he's doing, and so we're looking to get that kicked off. So we're bringing in probably one of the biggest people that could help make that happen, who had a career in mainstream comics, obviously, but Mr. Jim Shooter
Right.
is going to be joining us. And if you need somebody to advise you on how to get something produced, that may be the man to tell you how to do it.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. My daughter actually just picked up a copy of Secret Wars #8. It finished her collection, and so she's going to bring it with her.
Finished her Secret Wars collection, or finished her first appearance of the black suit Spider-Man
Actually, the whole
collection?
she has the whole 12-issue series for Secret Wars. So
Yeah. I still happen to have mine that I bought off the shelf.
Oh wow,
Nice.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, off the spinner rack.
Off the spinner rack, exactly.
Yeah, I really want a spinner rack. I've been trying to find one because I want one. It'll look great in our new studio once we get it set up. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
So this year, celebrating, the last thing I just want to share is that we try to make sure that Fayetteville Comic Con is a little bit different every show. A lot of shows kind of get in that rut of it's the same vendors, the same layout, the same guests, the same thing, and you don't have that fear of missing out, or you don't have those new stories. So over the last several shows, we've made a conscious effort to try to theme it a little bit. And so this spring, or this fall show, is exploring martial arts in media. This is the Year of the Tiger in the Chinese calendar, which ties us into Two Land Comics, which ties us into James Pax and his character Tiger in his Shaolin Warriors miniseries. He's a master of the Tiger style of Shaolin Kung Fu. So we've supplemented him by bringing in Timac, who you may know as Bruce Leroy, Timac from The Last Dragon, bringing in Bai Ling from The Crow, bringing in Joyce Lin Liu, who is an amazing, golden age to everything from, she appeared in the 1956 The King and I with Yul Brynner, and almost every kung fu movie between then and now, including she was one of the street ninjas in Big Trouble in Little China. But I'm excited to be pairing her with Bai Ling, who played Princess Tatam in the 98 production of Anna and the King. So the same story, generations apart, two great actresses there. So that's why we're also bringing in, Wayne and Greg and Marc, who also are all voice Yu-Gi-Oh characters. James Pax is bringing in Sen Gao, world kung fu champion, Max Swertic, who's a youth champion in martial arts kung fu out of Minnesota as part of this kung fu demonstration team. So we're going to have J-pop dance competitions, K-pop dance competitions, kung fu battles, nerd slam, heroes debates, live wrestling, photo ops, and another one. And then I feel like I'm going DJ Khaled here. It's like, and another one, and another one. Fayetteville it's a great show and a great community. sustainable, growing, but probably one of the most fun you'll ever have at a show.
Awesome. Okay, so the last thing I kind of wanted to kind of wrap up with, if you look at me, there are some similarities, especially if I take my glasses off. I tend to dress as Silent Bob for cosplay. If people come in and cosplay, kind of tell us like are there competitions? Do you have like cosplay shows or competitions?
Absolutely. So one of the things I'm really proud of is Fayetteville Comic-Con was the first show in the Southeast to put up real money for masterclass cosplay. People that create some amazing things. But we don't limit ourselves to that. We have an amazing cosplay culture, and it's just so fun to see, older Wonder Woman kneeling down to a 4-year-old dressed as Superman.
Yeah.
But we have some great cosplay guests. Our good friend of the show, Rocky Melvin of Big Rock Cosplay, who does huge armor. He's Optimus, Iron Man, Hulkbuster armor. He's done some amazing Transformers. Did a Voltron. I mentioned that in the cat cosplay. The Variant will be there managing our professional photography. We have Adrian Moore, Kendall Wright, and a couple other designated show floor photographers who are all cosplay photographers. So Saturday is typically our busiest day. We let our kids and our young folks really take the stage during that. We have our kids cosplay competition on Saturdays, or cosplay parade, our adult cosplay competition on Sunday, and then our master class kind of closes down the show on Sunday afternoons. Our full schedule is available on our Eventany website, which is our scheduling platform. If you just go to www.eventeny.com and search for Fayetteville, will be the second or third thing that pops up, because we're sharing the weekend with the Fall Dogwood Festival. But we have a full schedule there that is just jam-packed between our main panel room, our fanel room, our photo ops, our Q&A stage, which I'm still listing out the schedule for. But we have I would say it's at least a 50% cosplay attendance.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, well that sounds great. We are so
I will be cosplaying as super strung out, worked too hard, didn't have enough sleep, man.
Event coordinator
with a coffee cup like this big, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Starbucks mug that you have to have two people to hold for.
Have you seen the new Clerks yet?
Have not yet. I'm kind of hoping to go to Durham and see it
on the 31st on Halloween night.
Yeah.
With Kevin, absolutely.
Right. Last year we actually met Kevin at his shop up in Jersey. We happened to be in there the day he was in there, and super nice guy.
Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash and Red Hook.
Red Bank. Yep.
Red Banks.
New Jersey.
Yep. Cool. See you around.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you coming in and talking about the con. We're excited to be there. If you get a chance, guys, come on out, see the con. We'll be there all day. I'm sure we'll probably do some live streaming. We'll be recording video for the channel while we're there. Let you guys get a look at all these guests and things you're seeing. Make sure you come out. It is October 15th and 16th, Saturday and Sunday. And they'll be selling tickets at the door. You also can get them online.
Yep.
Okay. You can get tickets online if you want to, and go ahead and get that space in there. Like you said, free parking. So until we see you guys again, we'll either see you at the shop or we will see you at the con.
Thank you, Brothers Boyd.
Yes,
thank you so much,
Yes.
Keith.